an MP3 player, a portable cassette player, an FM radio. Are you getting it? Just when The Matrix was released in 1999, LG bent reality with an MP3 player that was backwards compatible with cassettes. There's also an FM radio for the complete portable multimedia experience. The LG AHA-FD770 was likely an attempt to ease the transition into digital music. It was Lucky Goldstar's only Walkman and the only portable cassette player with digital playback functionality ever released by any company. It's about the size of a Walkman with basic controls on the main unit plus a bunch more on the included Remocon. MP3 files can be stored on 2 multimedia cards. These MMCs support up to 16 megabytes each and are a bit thinner than SD cards. Surprisingly, a modern SD card reader has no trouble reading them 26 years later. They slide neatly into these slots on the interior of the lid next to the giant compact cassette. The box looks like any late 90s PC component box and lists in a fine assortment of fonts the system requirements before the player's actual features. Included accessories are listed on the side. You get a mandatory paperwork with obligatory carrying case, the earbuds, the remote with a regular headphone jack. Oh, the things we learn to appreciate these days. The original CD-ROM and parallel port data cable are unfortunately missing. Looking at the player itself, the metallic silver case feels solid and the blue plastic makes for a nice touch. The front reminds me of the Rio PMP 300 MP3 player from 1998. The tape section features auto-reverse but no Dolby noise reduction. Discussions online suggest the mechanism may have been manufactured by Panasonic, which, looking inside, seems probable. The AHA-FD770 boasts something called 3 surround sound and X-Live processing, whatever these mean. The player is powered by a gumstick-style rechargeable battery inside or a regular AA using this adapter. On this side we get a hold switch, the audio jack and remote connector, volume and the data port. The front playback controls pull double duty. When long pressed, the play reverse button will engage the FM radio, enabling tuning via the fast forward and rewind buttons. Press MP3 play and switch to digital music playback. Alright, let's have a closer look at this remote. There's so much functionality crammed onto this little stopwatch looking controller. The 5 front buttons mirror the controls of the main unit, needing long presses to enable the radio or different functions. The fast forward and rewind buttons can perform music search on tapes, intro play, or switch between radio presets and tuning. Even more features are accessible via the buttons on the sides. On the left we've got a volume and hold switch. The 2 buttons on top act differently when in radio or MP3 mode. On the left, the set button will store or recall radio memory presets with a short press or enable the AI memory function with a long press. I have no idea what exactly this feature does, but it sure puts LG decades ahead of Apple. In MP3 mode, the same button will activate random music playback with a short press and repeat with a long press. The right menu button cycles through various options depending on playback mode. The sleep timer is accessible in all modes, with additional options for the radio such as selecting mono or stereo, and setting whether the fast forward and rewind buttons are used for tuning or cycling through memory presets. Moving over to the right side of the remote, the top button enables the different sound processing modes with a short press for X-Live and a long press for 3S. There is also a button for additional editing functions that I haven't really figured out yet. MP3 playback sounds as good as expected. Even the tape section performs remarkably well in terms of speed, wow and flutter, and overall sound. This unit plays tapes best in one direction only, as is the case with many of these older players. So, why not listen to a tape? hope you enjoy this truly unique Lucky Goldstar MP3, cassette and radio combo from 1999. Subscribe to Tech Nostalgism to see future videos first. It's free and a great way to support your favorite creators. Buy me a coffee or sign up on Patreon for access to unreleased videos, help with vintage tech, or just hang around and chat. Your support would mean the world to me. Thanks for tagging along Nostalgia Lane. And now, back to the real world.